Hello everyone, my name is Cole, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be looking at all the LEGO Speed Champions MOCS that I have built and all the videos that I've made over the past year, because now my channel is actually 2 years old and then some at this point, so making this video kind of late for what would be a 2-year anniversary of the channel. So yeah, now this channel has been around for 2 years, which is really crazy that we actually managed to make enough videos, I think, to actually go this long. I mean, we're going to keep going longer, but I don't know, I just find it kind of crazy that I actually had like 2 years of videos. But obviously they wouldn't have been without all of you guys supporting the channel, because right now we're at 9,000 subscribers, which is an insane amount of subscribers that I never would have thought we'd hit in this short amount of time. So thank you guys so much, because that's basically what's made possible all this fun stuff that we've been doing. So thank you guys so much for that. And thanks to all of you guys who have just like commented and liked the videos and subscribed and even just watched the videos and bought instructions and downloaded the free instructions, visited the website and Rebrickable and the Instagram and all that. Also, I should say apologies for the lack of videos recently. I've just been really busy with stuff, and so haven't had really time to make videos. Also, my Instagram has been kind of going in and out all over the place. So hopefully we can be consistent. We're going to work very hard to be consistent over the next life of the channel, I guess. But yeah, I guess with that all said, now we will start with this video. Now, basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk about all the videos that I made in the last year, and when we do that, we're going to talk about all the MOCs I made in the last year. So yeah, I guess now we can get started with the video. But one thing before we start, I recently started a Discord server for all of the people who are, for everybody who's into this channel and into building Lego cars and stuff like that. And you guys can come and share your models and your ideas and stuff with me and a whole bunch of other really great Lego car builders who are on there. You can use the link down below to join it if you like. Obviously, we're still going to be active here on Instagram and everywhere else. Just another thing, I guess. So yeah, if you want to go join it, links down below. But with that, let's get started. And we'll start with the, technically, not exactly 1 year ago. We're going to go back to the first looking back at 1 year of being on YouTube video, which actually did really well. I think I called it 1 year, all the MOCs I built in 1 year or something like that, which is probably what this video is going to be called too. But yeah, a lot of people liked that video and I was very happy with that. Now we'll talk about the video. Now obviously this wasn't a MOC video, but I'm going to talk about what I thought about all the videos that I've made in the past. I'm going to basically talk about what I now think of all the videos that I made in the last year. Yeah, that makes sense, hopefully. So yeah, this video, I thought it was a pretty good video, all things considered for the time. It wasn't like especially bad or anything. But it's kind of funny though. This is the first video I had that got really popular, and so obviously that was very exciting. So another thanks to all you guys that watched that video, because a lot of people watched it. I think it's like my second most popular video, which is pretty nuts. But yeah, basically I just did the same thing that I'm going to be doing today. I just talked about each video that I made before, and a lot of people like that. I haven't looked at the analytics. I'm not sure if like the length of time that people watched it was longer. Maybe that's why it got popular. I'm not sure. Either way, it got really popular, and so I was very grateful for that. But what's kind of interesting, one thing I learned from when a video gets popular like that, because that video had been out for a couple months, and then all of a sudden I see in the video, there's like a thing on my analytics channel thing that shows what videos people are watching right now, or in the last 24 hours, which videos have gotten the most views. And all of a sudden this video like came back up again like a couple months after I released it, and I was like, oh wow, this video is getting a bunch of views. And then it just for like a couple weeks just got more and more and more views, and it went to crazy amounts. And that was really crazy, and it's happened once or twice again with different videos. What's kind of interesting is that if a video does do like really good, like incredibly surprisingly well like that, typically what will happen is that I'll release the video, and then all of the regular viewers will stop by and give it a like and a comment and all that as soon as the video is released. And then the people who are slightly less regular viewers will come by and leave a like and a comment and all that. And then if it does eventually because YouTube starts promoting it or whatever, and then the views go up a lot, then people start watching who don't normally watch the channel. And this is kind of interesting, because then when YouTube promotes it to a lot of people, and people who normally don't watch the channel are watching it, you get a lot less likes per view, and as well as comments. And you also get some interesting comments, because these people don't like really know who you are compared to the regular viewers. Obviously that's obvious, but it's kind of, you get at least some interesting comments. On that video, all of like the regular viewers, at least all the people who were normally watching the channel at that point, liked the video a lot, and a lot of people liked the video. But I did get a lot of comments. I think it was this video, if I remember correctly, a lot of comments saying that I either talk too fast or that I sound like Eminem, which is pretty interesting considering I've never been compared to any other rappers, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, that was kind of a funny one. At first it was like kind of irritating, like, it's like, oh, these people saying this about me, and it was kind of funny. But yeah, that was kind of a more interesting thing, I suppose. That has happened a couple more times, but we'll talk about that later. So then the next video was a very short video where I talked about a picture that had been leaked of the new Dodge Speed Champions set. It actually did pretty well for a video, as far as my videos were doing at that time. Otherwise, it wasn't a very remarkable video. I just made it kind of quickly and posted quickly, so it wasn't like an especially interesting one. Immediately after that, I made what was definitely one of my best videos to date, I think, which was the Mark IV Supra video. And this is kind of funny because a whole bunch of people have been asking, build a Supra, please build a Supra, etc. And then I was like, I don't really want to build one, you know, I don't really like, there's some other Supra MOCs out there and stuff. And then I decided, no, why not build one, just because a lot of people have been asking. And then I put one together, made a tutorial video, and then, yeah, a lot of people watched. So the Supra video got really popular as well. I think it's like my third most popular video or something like that. But it was kind of interesting because while the like previous year of MOCs video, while that took a long time to get a lot of views, the Supra video, as soon as I released it, it just like the views were just going up and up and up, which is pretty interesting to watch and quite exciting to watch. But yeah, that was quite exciting to see it like go up all at once, and a lot of people like that model. A ton of people built that model from the tutorial video, so thank you guys to all of you who posted the pictures on Instagram or whatever, because that was pretty exciting to see that people had built it and liked the model. And then immediately after that, next week, I realized how much people liked the Supra, and so I thought we'll build another JDM car. I built the Mazda RX-7. It was intended to be like some sort of like a time attack style car at least, and it looked pretty cool, I thought. It was like all black, black wheels, black aero. It had a big front splitter, a big wing, and some aero disc wheels in the back, or what do you call it? Aero disc. Rotiform calls them aero discs. I think they're called turbofan wheels in the back. And it looked really cool, and then one guy on Instagram, no offense to the guy, but he commented that it didn't look like exactly like an RX-7, and that was pretty true, because it doesn't look as much as like an RX-7 as some of the other MOCs, but that comment just kind of like, yeah, it did. After that, I was just kind of like, okay, this model is just like, we're just going to shove it aside, we're going to forget about it, and yeah, and then it was kind of funny, because yeah, eventually I built RX-7 version 2, and then I really like that version, which is the version we still have. But now that I look back, I'm like, that's actually not a horrible model, the original version. It was just kind of like, you know, just because one person says your model isn't that great, even if it isn't that great, it still could be good. But yeah, that was kind of a funny one. Not funny, but like, it was kind of an interesting observation, I guess. Then I made a video talking about a LEGO garage, another variation of it. I made so many garage videos, I can't really remember which one was which. This variation, I believe, was just another variation. Or not that it wasn't anything special, but it wasn't anything super memorable, except the video did do pretty well, as far as I could remember. And now when I say it did do pretty well, I think it has like 1/10 the views of the Supra video or something. But even then, that was actually a pretty good video of back then, and still now is a pretty good video. Then I made a video. I decided to switch it up a bit and make a video because I've been watching a lot of Unbrick Me. It's a really good Technic channel. You guys probably watch him already, but in case you don't, I'll link to him down below. And he had some cool like top 10 videos with some really nerdy Technic stuff, which I really enjoyed watching. So I decided to make one myself. It was less nerdy. It was just top 10 Speed Champion sets, but they did pretty good. I think it was kind of a fun video to make. It wasn't especially like distinctive the way I made the video anyway. But then the day after the new 2021 Speed Champion sets were revealed, so I immediately recorded a video and put it up, and that video did a lot better, and so that the top 10 one was kind of like forgotten by me, I guess. And then, as I referenced my notes here, the next video was where I featured some people's MOCs, because I'd been watching Brick Vault. A lot of these videos were inspired by other people's videos, obviously. I've been watching a lot of Brick Vault top 10 MOCs, and I really enjoyed that. I still enjoy watching it. And I decided to try one of the cars. So I put it on my Instagram. If you want like to get your model featured, just send it in. And so a bunch of people sent theirs in. I featured those and a bunch of other people's models who didn't send them in, but I figured they'd be happy if I just featured it, or even if they didn't see it, it would just still be cool. And the video actually did way better than I expected. So I know a few of you guys have been asking for another one, so we're gonna try and make it a monthly thing. Hopefully, maybe we can combine it some way with the Discord or something like that. I don't know, but we'll still make it like obviously so you can submit your model if you're not on the Discord. But something like that would be cool. Yeah, we're gonna bring it back. But that's one thing where like, why am I not making more of those videos? That video did so well. I should be making more videos like that. No, I'm not. But anyway, the next video I made was the Acura NSX Liberty Walk. This is probably still one of my very favorite MOCs that I've built. It's just a really cool looking model. It needs some updates now. There's a couple parts that I could definitely change, but I think it's still probably my favorite model that I've built looks wise. It's just a really aggressive looking design, but in the same way it doesn't look too aggressive. It looks nice and clean and just like sleek. Yeah, it's just one of my very favorite designs. And the video is the first, I think it was the first, maybe the second time that I tried making a montage, not montage, yeah, I guess it's a montage, or a feature, like cinematic thingy for it, and it was okay. I thought I'd been watching a lot of, now this is like now I realize this is kind of funny. Like I basically, all the videos were kind of based off of the videos that other people's videos I was watching at the time. Or not based off of, inspired by other people's videos I had been watching at the time. Because this time I'd been watching a lot of Woyshnis Media, and which is still one of my favorite channels. And I had wanted to make a video like that with one of my cars. And so I decided with the NSX Liberty Walk, I could do something really cool. And one of my particularly favorite, and probably a lot of people's favorites, Woyshnis Media video is the Spitting Aventador. And so I really was like, oh, I want to use that song for the video. And then I realized it was going to cost like $300 to use that song. And so I was like, okay, we can't use that. And that was like on the day that I was going to like edit the video and post it, which is kind of irritating. And so I had to like search around, and eventually I came across Carbon Citizens, which is a really great like free music, copyright free music that's like car themed. I don't know, it's a certain style. I don't know what kind of style you call it, but it works very well for my sort of videos. And so I've been using a lot of their music in my videos, and it's done by like, it's half done, and like the album covers are all done by the Kaiser, which is really cool. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And so I linked that down below if you want to use it in your videos, because if you don't want to like pay for epidemic sound or something, it's a great alternative. I'm not sure how long it's going to be around for, considering they haven't released anything in a couple months, and I'm kind of worried that's just going to disappear entirely one day. But hopefully it doesn't, and they release some more stuff in the future. But yeah, anyway, that video, the montage thing was okay. I don't think it was a horrible one. I used the Forza startup sound for the NSX, which is kind of funny. Although I think I had used the Forza sound in the video before, with the Aventador, the KMP MOCS Aventador video. I think I had, or that I think that this probably wasn't my second like feature on a car thingy either. Then I think about it. But yeah, anyway. The rest of the video, though, I wasn't actually, now I look back at it, I wasn't actually that satisfied with the part where I talked about the car, because I think I was just talking really fast, or something like that. I don't know. I kind of want to redo the model and then re-film the video again, because I feel like I could have made it a lot better. So yeah, that's all kind of disappointing when you have a really good mock and your video is kind of mediocre, and I'm like, this video could have been so much better. So yeah, we might do that sometime. Then I made a video where I rebuilt the 6-wide McLaren Senna set into an 8-wide like mock, and I showed how to do it. And a lot of people like that video as well. I used a very interesting edit on the thumbnail, which is kind of like an interesting one, I guess. Nothing particularly remarkable about the video, except that it did pretty well, again. But yeah, still nothing. And I think that video is where I introduced this poster from Woyshnis Media, which has hung out in the background of all my videos since. And this is like, everything is becoming more and more connected in all these, everything I'm saying now, it's kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, so that video was like good. I mean, it did pretty well. There was nothing especially like memorable about it that I can remember. But anyway, then we had the Porsche 911 GT2 RS video, and this model, the Senna model, actually I should talk about it a little bit, is that I liked the model. I still wasn't like, I thought it was good, but it was basically just a widened version of the 6-wide one. So I do want to do a full like intricate model, because I think I can really go really crazy with techniques on that car. So I do want to try and do it sometime once I finish like the bajillion other projects that I'm currently working on. But yeah, next we did the GT2 RS, and so I think earlier last year, I got that vintage car gift purchase, which is a really insane color. And so I was just like, okay, I got this color. We got to build some cool car with this color. And so Porsche, obviously, is one of the first ones that comes to mind, because I'm pretty sure that color is very close to Miami blue. I think, yeah, if I get the color name right. And so I was like, okay. And so I was like, okay, we have to build 911, and I've been kind of wanting to build a GT2 RS, so like, okay, let's build a Miami Blue GT2 RS, and yeah, it did come out really good. I did have to sand down the fenders to get the headlights to fit, but I was still happy with it anyway, and still sits on the shelf, still looks really good. And I want to build some other 991, 911 variations off of it, maybe a 992 variation off of it. But yeah, I still really like that model, and I think that was probably my first like building montage. And probably, I think the only one I've done since. I did one or two after that, now I think about it. But yeah, it was one of my favorite montage things in the beginning of the video. But yeah, that was good. Next up, we have the Ford Raptor video, which in this case, I basically just had a version 2 Ford Raptor and VelociRaptor 6x6 that had been sitting on my shelf for a long time, and I didn't really want to get around to making instructions, because like it's gonna be a big complicated thing and everything. Eventually, I just like, okay, we're just gonna make this video. So I just sat down and made the instructions and posted them up and edited a video. It's not a very especially interesting video, but yeah, I guess they're out there, and so I still like that model though. I still have the 4x4 VelociRaptor, a 4x4 Raptor over there, 6x6 that I took apart a little while ago. Right after the Raptor video is basically where I had the Koenigsegg set, or the Koenigsegg S Code, the McLaren Elva, and the Toyota Supra, and kind of reviewed them. And at that point, I kind of realized that review videos on my channel don't do so well because I think that there are other channels out there who are just better at doing reviews, and I just kind of leave it to them because, I mean, I may all talk about my opinion in a short video of what I think of the sets, but I think they're just people who kind of have dedicated like setups for reviews, and so it's probably just, and because reviews don't do so well on my channel, it's probably just better to leave it to them, and I can concentrate on other videos that do better, at least that you guys like to watch more, and also do better at the same time because it's the same thing, I guess. But yeah, then the next video is where I took the Supra set and basically I fixed the headlights, and then I added a wing and I stanced it. And that video was another one where I released it and it did okay, and then in a couple of weeks, but it was less time than the 2021 overview video. The views went all over the place, or I mean, as in really high, and yeah, that was pretty nuts at the same time. Because of that, we got some like interesting comments and stuff, but not as many as the other one. But that's still one of my favorite models, and I kind of want to rebuild it again, or maybe a Pandem Supra, which would be really cool. But yeah, then the next video was where I took the McLaren Elva set, and somebody had suggested make a 720S out of it, and so I did, and that was kind of a funny video because that's one of the only videos I have where there's no talking in it, because I had forgotten to, or I recorded an intro and then forgot to import it, or forgot to record it, or something like that. And yeah, so there's just like a thing with text at the beginning of the video that says what you need for the thing and all that, which is kind of interesting. That video did pretty well also, which is not very nice. And then there was a bit of a gap of a couple weeks, and then I made a video, another like montage style video. But the thing was, it was only a montage style video of a like hopped up version of the Nissan GTR set, which I thought was very cool. And the video wasn't especially like good. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't especially good. And yeah, it did okay. It didn't do bad though. And then there was another gap. And then I made a video on how to use Bricklink, and that video didn't do very well at all because it's kind of a boring topic. It's not really a video where all the viewers are like a mock video where all the viewers, or at least all the regular viewers, are going to come see it as soon as it's released. It's kind of just like something that, say somebody wants to know how to use Bricklink, so they search it on YouTube and my video comes up, and then they watch it, so it's not going to get a lot of views at all. But also, if people are buying my instructions and they want to know how to order the parts, I can send that video to them, and then they can kind of know how to use Bricklink. So yeah, that's kind of what it's for. But I was still kind of disappointed it didn't get that many views. Then I made a video, because at that point I was kind of like, all the videos are not doing that well, what video can I make that'll do better? And I decided, considering how good the previous video I'd done where I talked about all my MOCs I built the previous year, I decided to make a video talking about all the MOCs that I owned, or like all the MOCs that I built that I had in my collection, which I feel like was kind of like now that I think about it, it was like not really that great of a video. I mean, it was I think it was a reasonably good video, but it wasn't especially interesting if you had watched the 2021 overview video, because it's kind of a lot of the same cars. There's some new ones in there, which is cool. But yeah, one of those new ones was the Koenigsegg Jesko Hydra, and this is definitely by far one of my favorite models that I've built. It kind of incorporates the front from the NV CarMox Jesko, and the rear from, I think, the SC Bricks Jesko, and the top, the wing design from the Bricks Blocks MOC Jesko, and the rest of it is my own design. And so it was pretty cool to kind of put all my favorite MOCs parts together to make something, which is kind of cool. And I think it just looks really cool, based off of a future spec Jesko, or future Jesko spec. So yeah, that'll be cool to see the car in real life sometime. I'm not sure if I'm going to see it in real life, but it'd be cool just to see pictures of it in real life, because so far there are only renders on the internet of it. But yeah, on Instagram we also got a comment from the owner, thanks to 303 Perspective, so I appreciate him for tagging the owner, and I appreciate the owner for leaving a comment, which is really cool, or the future owner we should say, I suppose. Yeah, that video also, I had a really big, like a really long montage in the beginning of building it, and just kind of like some B-roll, and it was cool. I think the song, that was I feel like that was one of my favorite song choices, for like song combined with the car. Although I feel like the montage could have been done better, so that's another one I'd like to kind of try again in the future. I think that video did pretty good view-wise, and then we made a video talking about a house, or at least a modular like apartment thingy that I had built for the TD Bricks Summer Mock Contest, which was a lot of fun. And so thanks to him for having that contest, because I didn't realize how much I like to build modular buildings. So we're going to build another one sometime. I know whenever I say sometime, it means like a couple months, because everything moves kind of slowly over here. Well, not that slowly, but kind of slowly when I look at projects, and there's like a big kind of queue of stuff to build, and so that's kind of at the further end of it. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to build, and we actually got a honorable mention in the video, which is pretty good considering I wasn't expecting that. So big thanks to Ty and all the judges for that. And yeah, the video itself though didn't do that well. I thought it was an okay video, but yeah, it just didn't do that well. view-wise. Then after that, I made one that did extremely well view-wise, which is the R34 Skyline, which is by far the second most requested model after the Supra. And that was the same deal with the Supra. I was like, oh, I don't really want to build this. Other people have built one before. Other people have built them before, like SP Lineup and Bricks, Blocks, and Mocs. I'm like, why do I have to build? Why should I build one? Because they have such good ones already. And then I was kind of working on, like, oh, this is actually pretty good or pretty fun. And so that's kind of where more of the recent JDM cars that I've built, I've been more inspired to build them after building that, I guess. But yeah, a lot of people liked that video. A lot of people built the model, so I was really glad a lot of you guys liked it. And that video, again, got a ton of views. That model is actually still my most liked picture on Instagram. It has like 7,000 likes, which is absurd. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to all of you guys who liked the picture. Yeah, then after that, actually talk a bit about the R34 Skyline MOCS. Basically, it's still good. I feel like I could use a little bit of an update because there's some old techniques which could be updated, but I still think it's a pretty good model. I want to maybe add some functions or something in the future. But yeah, I still really like the model. It was in blue with black wheels, which is, I think, a pretty cool looking spec, or color scheme, I suppose the proper word is. And yeah, that was just another really cool model. And then we made a video talking about how to build the car lifts, which are right back there actually. And that video also did pretty well, which is kind of interesting because we kind of get a couple of videos that do pretty well in a row, and then they'll do not so well, and then they'll go back up to doing well, and they'll go back and forth, and it's kind of interesting. But yeah, car lifts, it wasn't an especially interesting video, just kind of talked about that. And then we made a video where I built a remote control R34 Skyline, which is basically the same model from the previous video, or not the same model, the same design, but it was completely different on the inside. I used circuit cubes to basically make an RC one you can control with the Circuit Cubes app and all that, and so that was pretty cool. It wasn't especially fast or good RC car, but it was a lot of fun to build, a lot of fun to experiment with that. Definitely want to do it again sometime, as I said, which just means basically a long way in the future, but maybe sooner if a lot of you guys want to see that. But yeah, it'd be fun, definitely a lot of fun to mess around with that a bit more. Then at that point, it had been 1 year exactly since I made a LEGO room tour video, and so I decided to make a second one, and this is where I introduced the website. And so yeah, we had a website with some instructions and stuff, and it wasn't a particularly interesting video. I just kind of basically showed you guys this half of this room, because the other half is not really that interesting. There's nothing in it, or not much in it. Well, there's nothing that relates to the channel on either side of the room, and so I just reviewed this side of the room, and yeah, it was kind of an interesting video, I guess. Then after that, we did something kind of special where we reviewed the Lamborghini Huracan set from Bricks, Blocks, and Mocs. Basically, David sent over the Huracan set for me to review, and it was like, you know, an unbiased review and all that, but same thing as, you know, every other LEGO review. But yeah, it was a really good set and a really kind of fun video to make, because it was kind of a collaboration for two very similar channels that are kind of different, I guess, kind of sort of, yeah, but that was cool. Very cool to do. And then made an update video. I kind of feel like update videos, because I'd done a whole bunch in 2020, the original year of the channel, and they were kind of like vlog style videos, which is fun. And then I feel like they weren't that related to the channel, or they weren't that great, and so it was a long gap between the update videos. And then I decided to make another one because I think I hadn't made a video for a little while, something like that. But I kind of still feel like update videos are just kind of a, what would you call it? What would I call it? It's like the update video it allows me to inform people what updates have happened, but it's also not boring necessarily. Actually, maybe it is boring, as I talked about in the title of one. But I feel like it's kind of just a way of not being lazy necessarily, but just kind of like talking about stuff that I'm going to do, but not doing it immediately, which I feel like is not the best strategy for going places or getting stuff done and becoming like not successful necessarily, but just like doing stuff. So yeah, I feel like the update video is just kind of like a placeholder while I wait to do things, but I really should be doing things, stuff like that. Anyway, that's kind of a long and weird explanation of it. But anyway, then I made a video where I built Shmee's GT Black Series, or well, the Shmee's, yeah, technically I built Shmee's GT Black Series because it was bright yellow. Now this is kind of interesting because I actually designed the model a long time before I made the video, and built the model actually when I built the GT2 RS, because I made one big bricklink order at the beginning of the year. And so I built a GT Black Series and a GT2 RS at the same time. So even though there was such a long gap between the videos, they were both sitting on my shelf for a long time. And so I just was like, I should probably make a video of the GT Black Series at this point. So I actually took apart the model and then rebuilt it for the intro montage, but I feel like it was definitely a pretty good intro montage, I think. Although the building thing I'm not so sure about now. I feel like I might just skip that or do something else, I'm not really sure. It was not a bad video, but I remember I recorded that video in like an absurd amount of times. Like I would record it and I would not like because I think there was a long gap between videos around there, because I would record the video and I would forget to import it to the computer, and I realized, oh, I formatted my SD card, so I have to record it again. And I was like, oh, I recorded it, and I was like, oh, I was kind of like talking too fast in the video, so I have to record it again. I was like, oh, I recorded, and then I was like, oh wait, I deleted the file on my computer because I was deleting pictures, and because that clear space in my computer. I was like, oh no, I have to go record it again. And actually, what's hilarious is that David, I think David's Lego Garage on Instagram, actually bought this model, and so now it lives at his house. And so you guys can go follow him on Instagram. He builds some really cool MOCs. So what's kind of funny is that he actually bought the model before I made the video. So I had taken the B-roll of it, but I accidentally deleted probably the fourth version of me talking about the model. So I actually had to record the video after I didn't have the MOC anymore. But I still had notes in this same notebook here, which is kind of hilarious to think about now. But yeah, that was kind of a weird thing. And so that's why probably if the video didn't seem exactly like, it seemed a little bit strange, that's probably why. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. Then I made another video about another version of the garage. Again, I can't really remember which one this was because I don't have I can't remember all the garage videos. I made so many. But yeah, it was another version of it. And actually, no, I think I remember this one. Yeah, either way, there's not a huge difference between garages. I think this might have been this one at this point. Maybe it wasn't, I can't remember. But yeah, it was another version of the garage. It was cool, I think. Actually, as far as how these videos did, all the videos after the R34 Skyline didn't do so well. At least, of course, it could just be that after you make a video and it goes really popular and it feels like everything does worse, but I'm pretty sure everything didn't do as well. It just kind of like it goes up, it goes down, it goes back up, and it goes down again, with views at least, and videos. So then after that, we made version 2 of the RX-7, and I still like version 1, even though it probably wasn't that realistic, or that, like, it wasn't the greatest model ever, but then version 2 was definitely like, this is the proper model. And even then, it still needs some updates. The hood needs to be sloped down a bit more, or the nose of it, which we'll do eventually here. In fact, we'll probably do pretty soon because it's one of my favorite models, in case you couldn't tell by how many times I've worn this shirt in videos. But yeah, that's still one of my very favorite models. It was based on a real life car, so it's all white wheel stains. It's got a little small wing, it's got some intakes in the hood, it's got a diffuser in the back. Just a really, really cool model, and it's one of my very favorites. In fact, right now I currently need some new parts for it because I stole some parts off of it in the recent video. So yeah, we gotta put it back together soon. Then I made a video because I was waiting on some Bricklink parts for the next models. So I was like, okay, let me just take like 10 minutes literally to put my camera at the desk and make a video showing some different things you could do to your Speed Champions MOCs and sets to make them better. And so I call it top 5 upgrades for your Speed Champions MOCs and sets. I was like, okay, this is a video. I don't really care if it doesn't do that well. So I put it out and it went boom, and it was like, yeah, that video was crazy. I don't know how that video got so popular. It was weird. But if you guys liked it, I would love to make more videos like it because it was actually pretty easy to film, but also fun. So that was kind of an interesting one. But I guess people like the top 5 and 10 videos, so we'll probably do another one here. But yeah, that was really insane. But that was actually I think the most recent video where it's gone the crazy thing with views got to go up and up and up, and that did result in a lot of M&M comments and such, which is kind of interesting. I don't really blame people for saying that actually, because I do talk fast. In fact, I'm kind of talking fast right now in some of my videos, but still, it was kind of funny. Anyway. Next up, we did the transport truck, which is still a MOC I have around, even though that's kind of seems like a MOC I take apart kind of quickly because I don't really need it. But I just think it's a really cool looking truck. I still one of my very favorite ones. I like the mechanism, although I kind of want to make a road control one now, that or not road control, motorized bed that goes up and down, which I think would be really cool. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite models, and actually a video that did pretty well, now that I think about it. And then I've been very interested in a lot of, I can't remember the guy's name, I think Worded Out, I believe he's known as, on Instagram. But yeah, I'll put his Instagram name here, and he built some really insane military trucks that are like 6 wide, but they're like just loaded with details. And so I kind of had wanted to build them myself, and so I built this one, which is kind of like I don't know, I guess how people would describe it maybe is, it wasn't like necessarily a bad model. It was kind of like a worded out model from Wish, you might say, because it wasn't as good. It's still opening doors, which I think was pretty good for one of my models, but it still definitely wasn't that level of detail or anything. And the video did okay, not especially well. And then we had the 240SX, S13 240SX. I do really like the model. I took it apart recently, actually. Where is it? Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's currently like kind of just falling apart at the bottom of this bin because I need some parts. But yeah, great, now my mic cable is all tied up. But I still really like the model anyway. I put it together really fast, and it was actually a really nice, clean, sleek design. So I kind of want to build a wide body one, rocket bunny one at some point as well. But yeah, that was kind of a fun video to make, although it didn't do as well as I expected because one guy had suggested it multiple times and not multiple people multiple times like I thought. But anyway, then I did a video on how to build the Ferrari F8N Largo by Novitec body kit, which I had shown in the top 5 upgrades video, and which was designed by my brother Nicholas, and who you can follow on Instagram, link in the description below. But yeah, that was still a cool model. I think a good amount of people watched the video, as far as I can remember. But yeah, that was a cool model. It wasn't an especially good video though. It was kind of a weird tutorial video. It wasn't like especially well done, but people liked it and people could follow it, I think, hopefully. Yeah. Then that was a really cool model anyway. It's still back right over there on the shelf, and yeah, just a really cool looking design. Then we did the F50 GT. Now this is a model I'd also kind of like the GT Black Series designed quite a few weeks before. Not as long as the GT Black Series before, but I designed it quite a few weeks before. And so I had designed it and I made some nice instructions for it. It was a really cool design. I think it was probably still my best design of models so far. Now that I think about it, even better than Acura NSX Liberty Walk. Still probably my favorite model I've ever built. And I was like, this is such a great model. People are gonna like this car so much. And so I released it, and it doesn't do so well. It didn't do very well at all, actually, as far as videos go, which is very disappointing because I put a lot of work into the video. But I understand because JDM is kind of a big thing right now, and not obscure 90s race cars. But still, it's probably my favorite model I've ever built. So yeah, they did do very well, which is quite disappointing. But anyway, I kind of expected that, honestly. But of course, maybe if I hadn't expected it, maybe it would have done well. I don't know. It's kind of strange with YouTube videos and expectations and views. But anyway, then I built another version of the garage, which now I think about it, which now that I think about it was this version. And I just realized I've started to talk much faster because the video has been going on for a long time and I kind of want to finish it, and so I've automatically started to talk faster, so I will try to slow down a bit, although you guys probably don't want to watch for too much longer considering how long we've been going for. But yeah, A50 GT, one of my very favorite models, and kind of sad the video didn't do so good. Okay, I already said that actually. So yeah, then we built this version of the garage. Then there was another big gap for videos, which I feel kind of dumb for leaving such a big gap because December is one of the best times to make money from ads and YouTube videos, and I didn't realize that. And so I did, at the end of December, I made right near the end of December, I made a Christmas garage update and like Christmassy video thing where I built the Dodge Challenger sleigh and stuff like that, which is really cool. Except that that was the only video I made in December, which feels really kind of like stupid right now because that video did pretty good. Did better than all the videos that came before it. Or like the 5 previous videos came before it. Right, there's a helicopter flying over, so I'm not sure you guys can hear that. But yeah, that video like generated a whole bunch of ad revenue, but I feel kind of like, I could have made a bunch more videos in December where I was kind of just taking a break. But I was like, I could have taken a break in January and made a whole bunch of more money in December. But anyway, yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a disappointment. But the video I thought was pretty good, and I actually made a pretty good montage in the back of that video. And by in the back, I mean towards the end of that video. It's kind of a longer video, so I'm not sure how many people saw the montage, which was kind of weird. But yeah, anyway, either way, it was a cool video. And actually, I forgot to say, I did that for TD Bricks' like, what would you call it? Like 25 days and 25 LEGO YouTube video thing. I can't remember what it's called. 25 Days of Christmas and 25 LEGO YouTubers, something like that. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to do stuff with other people, to kind of collaborate with a whole bunch of other people. And then we made a New Year update video, or like an update for New Year. And again, this was kind of just like, I should have probably just made a actual like video instead of just like a video talking about what I'm going to do. But yeah, again, there was a big gap between the Christmas video and this video, and then a big gap between this video and the next video, which is the 2005 Ford GT. And again, this is one of my best models, but I feel like this was kind of a case, kind of similar to the Acura NSX video, and that it was a really good model. Or one model I really thought was really good anyway, but the video wasn't that great. I don't think the montage in the beginning was especially good, so I kind of want to refilm that one again. But yeah, it's still one of my very favorite models. Lots of really cool techniques. It's a really small model, but like as in, it's not like, I think the scale, the proportions are really good, and it's really detailed at the same time. And so yeah, still one of my very favorite models. But I feel like we should record the video again sometime, or just do another video and maybe build it in a different color. Still kind of want to build the GTX one actually. In fact, instructions for the GTX one will be up on the website soon, now I think about it, like convertible version. Then I made a video talking about the 2022 Speed Champions sets because I think they had been released. Yeah. Again, at this point, there are very large gaps between videos because I'm getting more busy with other things. And this video did actually pretty good. Actually, this wasn't talking about the sets, this was talking about the rumors, which is the most recent good, like best performing video. And then I did the Ferrari F2004 F1 car, which was sadly another really car that I thought was really cool and a really good model and a really good video, but it didn't do that well as far as the videos did. Although I have heard that January compared to December is down a lot for views, so that would make sense considering all these videos that didn't do so well were released in January. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. Not quite a few of them. The F2004 video. But basically the F2004 video and a bunch of videos that came after it, which were like right after December, didn't do so well, which makes sense. Then I made a video talking about what I thought of the pictures of the sets of the 2022 Speed Champions sets, which again wasn't especially like interesting, but it did pretty well because most people want to see that. Then I made a video highlighting this Nissan Silvia S15 Rocket Bunny, which was a commission, although a lot of people wanted instructions, so actually we do have instructions on the website and Rebrickable right now if you guys want to check that out. It's definitely one of my favorite models, both in looks and techniques, because it looks nuts, and it also, like, the build is kind of nuts too, because it's a wide body but we're using standard fenders, and also the guy who commissioned the model had the suggestion to use like the 1x1 round plate with bar for the front, which is just a really like crazy looking thing to get that Rocket Bunny like holes in the bumper. And so yeah, that's a really crazy model. I actually built it and rendered it in some other colors, and those instructions are up on the website as well if you want to try and build it in other colors. But yeah, I kind of want to build it in a different color, make a video about it, and like just make it like another montage video, because actually that was a pretty good montage in that video, I thought. So I kind of want to try it again, keep getting better and better, because if there's like one thing that I've learned making videos in the past year, it's definitely that the more videos you make, the more mistakes you make, and the more mistakes you make, the more mistakes you realize how not to make them, and so your videos keep getting better and better. And so basically the main way to get better at building MOCs and making videos is just to keep making them, even if that's just like buying the Supra set off the shelf and just alternate building it into as many different things as possible. You figure out good techniques and stuff, and even if it's just making MOC video after MOC video on that same alternate build, you'll get better and better with each video. I'm not saying I'm like great at making videos or building MOCs yet. Obviously everything still needs work, but we are getting better and better, I think. Then I made a video on the R32 GTR, and this is another model that I had built because I thought a lot of people had suggested it. When I actually thought about it, not as many people as I thought had suggested it. Well, I think this was the most suggested model after the R34, but it was considerably less. But yeah, it was pretty cool. The video did pretty well, I think, view-wise, at least not too bad. I think it could have done better though. Although it wasn't a particularly interesting video, it was just a tutorial and then me talking about the model. But the model itself, I like it. I feel like it's not like a really remarkable looking model because it's pretty simple, but it's pretty effective at the same time. And so yeah, this is the first kit I released though, and we actually sold one, which is insane. So thank you to the guy who bought the kit. And then we did another, kind of not necessarily obscure, in fact it's not very obscure, 90s supercar, the McLaren F1 GTR, the one that won Le Mans in 1995. In this video I put a ton of work into, and I made a crazy montage for the beginning, and I did like a crazy like edit and all that for the rest of it, and it didn't do so well. It did really bad actually, view-wise, which is really disappointing, although it's not that surprising considering when you like are really consistent with your videos, like when you make one video every Saturday morning like I used to, and then YouTube's like, this guy makes a video every Saturday morning, so thus we should promote his videos on Saturday mornings. And when you don't, YouTube's like, why is this guy not making any videos? He must not be making videos anymore. And so yeah, you skip like 1 week and then everything gets messed up, and it's kind of annoying, but that's kind of how it goes, I guess. So we're gonna try and get the train back on the track here. And yeah, still though, I think the F1 GTR is my favorite model. I know I've said that 3 times now. I think the F1 GTR is my favorite model I've built, followed by the F50 GT and NSX Liberty Walk. But yeah, definitely probably my best video I've ever made too. Not to like brag, but just I think that is. And then we did a video where we upgraded R32 GTR. This was a really kind of all over the place video. It was also very recent, but I just wanted to put a video out there because I hadn't put one out in a while. And so yeah, I did. And then immediately, a couple days after, I made a video on how I sort my Lego, which wasn't especially interesting. It actually did pretty good compared to the past, like, how many past videos? Like past 5 videos view-wise, which was kind of surprising, but it was nice. Nice surprise, obviously. So yeah, now my throat is very dry, and I have talked about all the videos I made in the past year, and most of the MOCs as well, I think. So I enjoyed talking about all the videos I made in the past year. I hope you guys enjoyed listening, and I suppose that is it for now. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys so much for all of the support, the people who subscribed and liked and watched and all that. So if you guys want to check out any more stuff, the Instagram's down below. You can check out the channel to see all these videos that I talked about. You can also join the Discord down below and check out the website and Rebrickable. And I guess that's all the links that I can mention at once. And that's it for today's video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.